Hello and welcome people back to more of Berserk, the
Hello.
Millenium Falcon, or Falcon.
Is that the Great Mighty Pooh? Are we about to fight that thing?
Yeah, but he doesn't sing.
Aww.
If he snows, that make him the Great Mighty Snoo.
Sure.
I am the
Shush.
Great Mighty
Shush.
Snoo.
Shush.
And
This is a
I'm
serious
going
moment.
to throw my
This is a
snow at you.
serious moment in the story. We must focus. We must focus. We must focus.
Don't worry, this game has a very, let's say, sharp divide between what's important about the story and what's not. Everything that's important is FND.
Are you telling me that introduction wasn't important?
Not at all.
Are you trying to tell me that introduction wasn't important? It was very
Yes.
important.
This loading screen was far more important.
Snowman.
No, he's not. He's like your size. Not huge at all. Fuck.
I don't even remember this boss.
Yeah, it happens right after the tutorial.
I remember the boss after.
So
Well,
this
yes.
is the final boss of Code Lyoko, right?
Nope.
They should do a Berserk and Code Lyoko crossover.
That would be weird.
And here you see one of those cinematic counters. There are actually quite a few variations, and if you don't react correctly whenever he flashes, whenever enemies flash blue, which is something you learned from the loading screens, which I cannot read, then you get a counter, and if you don't react, they get a counter on you.
Counters do a lot of damage, I noticed.
Oh yes, they are awesome in every respect.
They seem to be pretty useful in
What the
every
fuck
game.
was up with that walk cycle for a second there?
Oh yes, that's actually because I am locking on. Locking on is the same as using R1 to stand in one line and alter your, attacking pattern to straight line. However, in the boss fights it becomes far more useful. Simply because then you can just concentrate on where the boss actually is. And do more powerful attacks concentrated on one thing. And also during boss fights, the sign thing that you activate with triangle whenever it appears also alters to a cinematic sort of attack. And here
Why are
they
you
teach you
throwing an
about.
advertisement at us?
I was thinking that too. So Stan just established how much he adores Puck.
I fucking hate Puck, shut up.
Puck is very beautiful.
Fuck Puck.
Puck is among Stan's many waifus and husbandos.
I'm not
We're-
Sheena.
You're slowly becoming one.
No, I'm
It's
not.
inevitable.
We're
No.
trying to keep the FMVs without commentary, but we do chat a little while we're watching it during the recording, and a lot of things get admitted that probably shouldn't be
Yes.
admitted.
Exactly.
Fucking Puck. Worst character.
No, we didn't meet the worst character yet.
What character does Nick hate the most, Ryan? I'm curious.
In Berserk, I'd have to think about that.
Is it the little kid? Who wants to be trained by gods?
No, I don't think Nick's read the manga.
Oh, okay.
He's seen the anime and I think the first movie.
Yeah, but in any case, the trees. You never actually fully get rid of them. They always respawn almost immediately, so just get past them. It's not a bad idea to actually grind them because they do give you quite a lot of experience, and if you can get a lot of little snowmen around there, you can keep the combo going. But they're pretty annoying with how they jump out of the ground, and they can actually stun lock you if you're right next to the wall whenever they emerge and continuously attack you. Very annoying. However, you can also pull off a counter on them pretty easily if you're behind them and not within the range of their attacks.
Why do the trees bleed?
I was about to anticipate your question.
But they also had a face, and we're in Berserk, and you will see far more disturbing things.
No, I didn't say it was disturbing. I was asking why they bled.
Stan, I think you need to be more immersed in the story and world of this game.
Ryan, I think you need to explain how the fuck snowmen can bleed.
I don't friggin' know.
Yeah,
I haven't gotten to that part in the manga yet. If they're even in the manga at all.
There's a chapter devoted to a snowman slowly bleeding to death.
That'd be hilarious.
Yes.
It's like Guts just slowly cutting them.
That's how you circle.
Got it.
Yes.
One thing I should, since we're getting to it, in the Japanese version, it's kind of funny because like this screen that's about to come up is the only screen in English.
Oh, really?
In the Japanese, in the Japanese version, it's in English. At least that, like the asking you to save and whatnot.
Oh, that's actually pretty convenient.
Yeah.
Yeah, but here you see counter. But more often than not, you're gonna see the reversal, simply because it's usually just hard to tell whenever an enemy is going to attack. Thankfully, they were understanding enough to give you an option, not only before they attack, but also after. Of course, counter is better because then you don't receive damage, but you know, you're rarely ever going to get one.
How many fucking snow demons are on this goddamn mountain?
They never end.
Ever?
Ever. Enemies never the enemies never stop spawning.
I imagine you found that out the hard way.
That's actually pretty convenient if you want to grind, because you don't have to go anywhere and they will just swarm you. However, for now it's not even a good idea to grind, simply because there isn't enough variety of enemies, and so you have basically two types: one that takes one hit and one that doesn't, that takes multiple. And there is gonna be another cutscene here eventually.
Informative.
「この場ならふさわしいだろう。俺たち鷹の団が再び集うには。その名を口にするんじゃねえ！確かめに来たんだ。この新しい体でお前の前に立って心を揺さぶる何かがあるのか。どうやら俺は自由だ。何も。お前がやったことに、お前が裏切ったあいつらに何一つ感じちゃいねえってことか。 俺は俺の夢を裏切らないそれだけ
黒い剣士よくぞ人の身で職を生き残った嬉しいぞ小僧
そこをどけ俺はグリフィスに用があるんだ
言葉は無粋お一人
Well, this guy's fucked.
More or less.
So,
It's not Saratu's odd.
Especially since I have all of those upgrades.
If Zod is
Even if
with
you did.
Griffith,
Even if I
then
didn't, yes. He isn't really a hard boss. However, I do want to show off a couple of the counters before I actually defeat him. This is why I hesitate. And also reversals don't really count for the cinematic counters.
I'd hesitate too if I was fighting a big muscly man in his underwear.
It's not really even an underwear.
But I guess at this point, Griffith has formed a new band of the Hawk.
More or less.
Because he does that with Zod and I think a few other people.
Also, here is the only use you will ever find for the crossbow. It actually works pretty nicely during boss fights simply because you can direct everything at one target and move around him. And yes, this game does have kind of like quick time events. However, I do not mind them. I usually despise them, but this game actually does them really well.
Yeah.
loading.
No, now it's loading.
No, it was loading before, quite clearly. So he became a behemoth.
Yeah, that's his,
Why did you stick a bomb up his ass? That's just inconsiderate.
Oh yes. He's also very inconsiderate to my health, so what do I care?
Hey man, don't stoop to his level.
And this is one of the most awesome things ever.
And he just reattaches it anyway.
He picks it up in the air and reattaches his arm. Just like he did in the anime.
yeah. Doesn't look like he's doing much with it, though.
I like how he has to stop to catch his breath every so once in a while.
I imagine when he put his arm back on, his arm reset itself, so it has to update to the latest arm firmware.
What the fuck, Ryan?
It just freezes a couple times. You have
It
to
freezes a
take out the USB port because it just doesn't pick up.
It's like, oh, can we stop fighting for a minute? I need to fix this, man. I'm just not on my game.
Loading.
待てどこへ言ったはずだ俺は俺の国を手に入れる何も変わりはしない変わりはしないあれだけのことをやって何も変わりはしないだとお前は知っていたはずだ俺がそうする男だとお前だけはなんでもね
Yeah, and as you may notice, they don't really animate anything in those in-engine cutscenes. Thankfully, there aren't too many of those.
That's not true. They animated him breathing.
Yeah, that's like
You don't know the full extent of. That was basically his one and only animation he will ever have in those sort of cutscenes.
and it's that typical like PS2 era thing where when a character is just standing, they automatically just make like the heavy breathing motion.
Yes, the game still hasn't frozen. And here is a good point where you can actually start grinding, because they introduced 2 new types of enemies. Those dogs with human faces, and those ghosts. They also die in one shot, like the small snowman. They also don't give that much experience, but they let you keep the combo going very easily. And also the whole mechanic with the sign appearing and you pressing triangle to activate it. It's actually pretty well done. Simply because it's not like if you launch forward and there is no enemy in your range, you can still do it again.
Nice.
Until it disappears. I'm not quite sure if you can use it twice on the same charge, as in like kill one enemy and then kill another. The animation will probably vanish. Like, the possibility will vanish before the animation is over. Probably.
So why are we level grinding right now?
I just wanted to kill a whole bunch of things because it's pretty enjoyable.
I just wanted to kill stuff, okay?
Yeah.
And now you're just ignoring everything.
Exactly.
Fuck you guys. No, you should have just kept running.
That's what I will do for most of the rest of this stage. Simply because they will never stop coming. Never. On any stage.
Not even if you say please.
Never.
Oh.
Especially not. Just fucking run fast. Look at them. They're like, dude, what the hell? That's really inconsiderate. Come back.
It's like they give up. It's like, oh.
We came here just for you.
Even Guts is like, yeah, I don't care about him anymore. Fuck it.
Thankfully, the camera is nice enough to, well, it's fixed camera, but there is an advantage to that. I don't need to worry about it going wonkers, for the most part.
Yeah.
And it also generally gives you a hint as to where you're supposed to be going. Generally to northwest usually is the way to go. Also, the way the map is filled out, it usually isn't that way when you start the game, but I have everything over from, my last playthrough. Which will become handy at some of the other stages.
Can you get lost in this game at all?
Yes.
I see.
One particular stage is very, very annoying at the very, very end of the game. It's because they decided to put multiple levels on top of one another on one map, with no clear indication which level is which.
Ouch.
Dang.
It's not impossible, but the map doesn't help you much. Especially since it fills in around where you are, as opposed to where you had already been. So you can fill out a space that was below you that you didn't even go through, but you went around it from both sides. So it will appear on the map as if you already been there.
Well, shit.
But it's only one area where that happens, really.
Here we are.
More commercials.
Seriously, it's like they want me to buy a boot. But I thought being turned into a Spriggan was a curse. So, did Guts not pass the test to get mystical weapons of the elements, and so he's going to be turned into a Spriggan?
Maybe.
Possibly.
Buy the charged attack. Do it! Buy the crossbow. Do it! Buy the crossbow. You know you want it. Buy the crossbow.
Buy the
Maybe
No!
eventually.
No!
Sadly, I cannot upgrade Pug yet. We will not see his final animation for a while.